We all have one major part that we identify with, and we perceive it as ourselves, as our personality, as who we are. And most of the times, we are not aware that we have various parts of us, and most of them, they are hidden in the subconscious and controlling us from the dark. This is possible because when we grow up and we experience things that are really hurtful to us, and you're in an environment that is not safe for you in your experience, you split off a part of you that is standing for this kind of topic or this kind of pain. And it goes into the subconscious, but it still exists, and it is controlling your actions from your subconscious. So you think that you are in the power over your own life, but most of the times you are not. When you're in this situation, you develop a really, really strong resistance that is always subconscious, because consciously you feel you can't express that. So how it expresses itself is subconsciously. And this part of you will live on until you see all the moments when it is active, and you understand in what kind of aspects of your life you are resistant and how it is blocking you from doing what you really want. So your whole existence and your personality is a summary of these parts and what they are connected to. What happens a lot of times is that, first of all, we are not conscious of this situation in general. So we think that we know ourselves, we think that we choose what we want to do, and yes, sure, sometimes we act weird, but this is how humans are, and that's it. But this is really key to your personal growth and to becoming more conscious, because when you know that this reaction internally exists, that when you experience a lot of pain and you know that you need to survive, you split off a part of you, and this part of you survives, and until you discover it, controls or blocks what you're doing. I recently took a lot of time and energy and effort of my life to figure out what is my purpose here. Why am I here? What do I want from my heart, from my soul? What is filling me with purpose? What is my essence? And I came to realize that, which is already for me a huge step. But what came with it is that I was wanting to start and to manifest and to act and to create, but I couldn't. I felt blocked a lot of times. I felt like it was not the right time, or I couldn't do it now, or I couldn't do it in general. All these thoughts were coming up, and in the end, a lot of times I was not able to act, although I knew what I wanted and I thought that I was synchronized, but I was not. And I figured that I had a really huge part of mine that was saying no. And I kind of knew that I had this trait, or that I was stubborn in things, and I was having an area where I didn't let anyone touch my beliefs, basically, and question them, because they were set into stone for me, making such a huge part for me of whom I was. But now I notice that it's bullshit, and I have to let it go, because I am blocking myself in the options that I have, because I'm basically saying that I can reach my goal only in the way that others didn't tell me to, because I am resisting what others told me, because of the way how they told it to me. A lot of times you will find that you have to disconnect your beliefs from what you actually do. So, for example, if you believe that you have to work hard for things because that is what you were told, but in the same time you disagree because you know that it is a frequency of lack, vibration, and you know that this is not true for you to manifest out of that. That doesn't mean that working hard itself is a bad thing. So disconnecting the value that you gave it and disconnecting the experience that you had with it is important, so you are free to have all of the options, like 100% of the options and the 100% of the action space free to decide what you want to do and why you want to do it and when you want to do it. Because anything that you give certain meaning, or you say that it's bad, or you say that it's good, or you say that it's the only way, or you say that you can't do it, it takes away space from your own perceived reality and from your freedom to act in the way that you need to or you want to in order to live a life that you want to live. And once you do that, once you figure that things out, the belief systems that are so deeply imprinted within you that you never thought you would ever be able to question them, you will automatically see the parts of your life where you have acted upon it and where you haven't been free because you have been into resistance and you were acting in the opposite. So whatever you experienced and whatever you didn't like, you chose the opposite. But this is not freedom, because you want to be free to choose from the two things, which one way you want to go, or you want to maybe sometimes switch from one way to another and say, okay, now I followed this path for a long time, but now it's necessary to do the other thing. And you want just to be free to choose that and to do that. What I want to say is that for manifesting what you really want to manifest, and if you know what that is, if you found that out, which already is an own topic for itself, but once you are there, that you are ready to manifest what you really desire, what your soul's purpose is, you need to synchronize. And synchronizing is not something that just goes in a second, because first of all, you have to figure out what your different aspects are. How many split off personalities do you have? Where do they come from? How can you integrate them? And the first thing, as I said, is to realize it, to get conscious about it. First of all, about the fact that this is how we as humans deal with pain a lot of times. Second of all, to realize it on you. Where do you feel like no one is allowed to touch you? What lies behind that? What are you shipping around all the time? What are you avoiding? And this is where these things are anchored in, where they are laying. And when you have the courage, or when you have a moment of clarity and you are able to perceive this part of you, and you will know where it comes from. You will know to which experience it's linked. Then you will already feel more power. You will already feel less fear and less helplessness, because you are seeing what is controlling you from the dark. And once you come to that, it can't control you in the same way anymore. Yes, it might sustain itself in some way or another, and you might take some time to restructure your thinking and your acting and your imprint. But this is the first step, and from there it all starts, and it's like you basically get the thing rolling. So watch out for these kind of really, really deep belief systems that you never want to give away, because you identify with them more than you identify with anything else. So it's the last things that you encounter on your personal evolutionary process, let's say, or consciousness evolution. And it is like, as I perceive it to be, it's like you think you are there, you think you are really close, and you are really close, but then the things come up that are your core beliefs and are the things that are in the darkest corners. Just don't get afraid of them. See them connected to their purpose that they had when they were coming to life, and honor that. And also realize in the same time that now you're in a completely different position. You're a grown-up person. You have the power over yourself, and you decide to take that power back, and you decide to love this part of yourself, but also to not feed it any longer. And I also want to say that Teal Swan has a really good video that is actually explaining how these split off personalities come into life on a really general layer or really general level. So I do recommend that, because it gives a lot of clarity, and I just wanted to share my own personal experience with that. I feel like it is a really, really big and freeing realization when you find these aspects and you start to reintegrate them. And I wish to you all that you can do that too, that you can have these realizations. I'm wishing you strength and courage to look these things in the eye. They can't do anything bad to you. They can't harm you. When you open the door and the light comes into this dark room that they were stored, they don't have a chance. So I'm sending you lots of love and light, and see you next time. Bye bye.